10 years. When a manager from Catalonia first set foot in Manchester back in the summer of 2016, no one could have imagined that the football history of this city was about to be rewritten completely. Then, on May 22, 2026, Manchester City announced the end of an era in a single sentence. Pep Guardiola will step down as manager this summer. On the 25th, the final match of the season against Aston Villa at the Etihad will be the last game Guardiola takes charge of as City's manager. Today's story is about the end of a dynasty and everything the man leaves behind. The signs had been there for days. On May 19, transfer guru Fabrizio Romano fired the first shot. Guardiola has said goodbye to Manchester City. A legendary era has come to an end. The BBC reported the same day that the club was preparing for his departure after the Villa match. Staff, and even the players, already knew. What's interesting is that the man himself stayed silent right up to the end. Every time the question came up in a press conference, he'd sigh and simply repeat, "Let's move on to the next question. I still have 1 year left on my contract." Then, on the 22nd, the official announcement finally came. 10 years is a long time. The club needs a new manager and new energy. I felt I no longer had the energy left to stand in front of the players and fight to win. The man known as football's ultimate workaholic, someone who poured 16 hours a day into studying tactics, was admitting, for the first time, that the energy was gone. And he was doing it with a full year still left on a contract running through 2026-27, a voluntary goodbye that no one forced upon him. So what exactly does Guardiola leave behind at Manchester City? Let's start with the numbers. 20 trophies in 10 years. 6 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, 3 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, plus Community Shields, a Club World Cup, and a Super Cup on top. A few moments deserve special mention. In the 2017-18 season, he set a record that still stands today, the first team in Premier League history to reach 100 points in a single season. In 2022-23, he completed the treble of League, FA Cup, and Champions League, claiming the club's first ever Champions League title. And in 2023-24, he achieved something no one in the 136-year history of England's top flight had ever done, 4 league titles in a row. Those 17 major trophies rank second in Premier League managerial history, behind only Alex Ferguson's 28. The same Ferguson who managed Manchester United during the Park Ji-sung era. Of course, the final season wasn't perfect. This year, City surrendered the league title to Arsenal. The decisive moment came on May 20th, away at Bournemouth, a 1-1 draw that ended any hope of reclaiming the crown. But he didn't leave empty-handed. City still won both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup this season, completing a domestic cup double. The FA Cup final against Chelsea marked the club's 8th such triumph. The league slipped away, but his managerial brilliance held firm right to the end. Now for the part that tugs at the heart the most, his farewell message to the fans. Please don't ask me why I'm leaving, there's no special reason. But deep in my heart, I sensed it was time to bring things to a close. Nothing lasts forever, but the love and memories I hold for City will last forever. He spoke with deep affection for the city of Manchester itself. This city was built on hard work. My team and I understood the value of that effort, and in our own way, we fought through the pain. He said he would never forget the unity the city showed in the wake of the Manchester Arena attack, nor the comfort he received during the pandemic when he lost his mother. And at the end, he didn't lose his trademark humor. Recalling that his very first interview after arriving was with Noel Gallagher of Oasis, he borrowed a line from the poet Tony Walsh. Tony Walsh said, "This is the place, but forgive me, for me this is my place. Even though I'm leaving, Oasis is back, so I hope everyone is happy. It really has been an absolutely wonderful time." City isn't letting him go quietly. The club has decided to name the newly expanded North Stand at the Etihad, the Pep Guardiola Stand. The new name will be unveiled to fans for the first time at his farewell match on the 25th. On top of that, with owner Sheikh Mansour's approval, a statue of him will be erected at the entrance to the stand. Interestingly, the man himself waved it all off. "Honestly, the club doesn't need to do anything for me." He may be stepping down as manager, but his bond with the club continues. He'll stay on as a global ambassador for the City Football Group. When the news broke, the fans' reaction was explosive. Here's a fun one. The Instagram account of his daughter Maria, a model, suddenly became a breakup spoiler shrine. She'd posted something just before the news dropped, and her comment section, with 890,000 followers, was overrun in an instant. "Please tell your dad to stay for just one more season. Maria, you're our last hope." One fan wrote, "There'll never be another manager like this after Ferguson. Pep, you painted Manchester blue." The experts were unanimous too. The Athletic called it the end of the most successful dynasty in Premier League history, while Tribuna paid tribute by saying the club was losing the greatest manager in its history. So who takes over after Pep? The leading candidate is former Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca. A former assistant who once worked under Guardiola at City, he's seen as the man who understands his philosophy most deeply. Reports say a 3-year deal has already been agreed verbally. 10 years ago, a man came to Manchester. He loved this city, and the city loved him back. Together they lifted 20 trophies, and together they passed through pain and joy alike. Now he leaves, but his name will be engraved forever on the north side of the Etihad. And the love and memories he leaves behind will, just as he said, last forever. Pep Guardiola, the man who built an era, and walks away gracefully. On the 25th, his final match unfolds at the Etihad. What does the Guardiola era at City mean to you? Share it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.